Hey, welcome back. There's a major leadership change happening that could shape the future of Social Security. And if you rely on benefits or expected down the line, it's worth paying attention. The Senate just confirmed Frank Bignano, a former Wall Street executive, as the new head of the Social Security Administration. And while that may sound routine, this move could influence everything from how fast claims are processed to how long people wait for help. And what many people don't realize is that Bignano's appointment comes during a larger push by the Trump administration to modernize and streamline how government agencies work. That includes Social Security, which serves over 70 million Americans and is facing real challenges from outdated technology to staffing shortages. So today, we're going to talk about who Frank Bignano is, what the administration's goals are, what concerns have been raised, and ultimately what this might mean for your benefits. Before we go on, let me ask, have you had any trouble with Social Security lately? Long hold times? A confusing letter? Maybe a payment issue? Drop a comment below and share your experience, because when you share, others feel less alone. If this kind of clear, calm explanation helps you feel more informed, consider subscribing so you don't miss future updates. So let's start with Frank Bisignano. He was just confirmed by a 53-47 vote in the White House. Senate mostly along party lines. That's a sign of how political this appointment has become. Even though the Social Security Administration is traditionally seen as a nonpartisan agency. But what's different here is that Bisignano comes from the private sector. He's led major companies like J.P. Morgan and Fiserv, and he's known for turning around large organizations under pressure. Now, some critics say that makes him too corporate, too focused on profits, and not familiar with how government programs work. But others argue that's exactly what Social Security needs right now. A leader who knows how to fix systems, manage teams, and bring innovation to an agency that's badly in need of it. And let's be honest, if you've ever spent hours on hold or waited months for your claim to be processed, you know there's room for improvement. And that's part of why President Trump and his administration have been pushing for big changes. Their Department of Government Efficiency, known as DOGE, isn't a traditional agency, but it's been playing a large role in reforming how federal offices operate. Led informally by Elon Musk, DOGE's goal has been to reduce waste, improve service, and make agencies run more like streamlined businesses. It's a bold approach, and not everyone agrees with how it's being done, but it's driven by a real frustration that many Americans share. And here's something a lot of people miss. While it's easy to frame this as an attack on Social Security, the administration has said repeatedly that their goal isn't to take benefits away, but to make sure the system is sustainable, secure, and effective. That includes better fraud detection, faster service, and more efficient use of taxpayer dollars. Frank Bignano has echoed that during his confirmation hearing. He told Congress that his #1 priority is making sure people get their payments accurately and on time. He also emphasized that Social Security should remain a public agency run for the benefit of the people, not privatized. And while some lawmakers push back, saying he might just rubber stamp whatever DOGE wants, Bignano has said clearly he intends to lead with independence and accountability. Now, a lot of the tension around this appointment comes down to data access. DOGE has been trying to gain access to a large portion of SSA's data, things like Social Security numbers, medical records, and employment histories. The administration says this is necessary to detect fraud and streamline eligibility checks, but some advocacy groups and labor unions have pushed back hard, filing lawsuits to stop it. A federal judge ruled to limit DOA's access for now, but the Trump administration appealed. Their argument is that in order to fix systemic problems, you need to understand the data fully and analyze it in real time, Whether or not you agree, it's clear this debate isn't going away anytime soon, and this isn't just about paperwork behind the scenes. It's already having an effect. Before Bisignano was confirmed, the acting commissioner Leland Dudek announced plans to cut 7,000 jobs, about 12% of the SSA's staff. That's a huge shift, especially considering the agency is already working with its lowest staffing levels in half a century. Critics say this will make service worse, but others argue that staffing levels don't always equal better outcomes and that smarter systems and better tools could actually improve how the agency works. Bisignano has said he's not looking to gut the agency, he's looking to stabilize it. He's talked about using technology, including artificial intelligence, to help call center workers be more efficient and to spot overpayment issues faster. Now, to be clear, he's not saying AI should replace humans. In fact, he's emphasized the need to keep a human touch in the process, especially when people are stressed, confused, or going through difficult situations. And that's important because the SSA has had issues with overpayments, about $71 billion worth, over a 7-year period. That's a serious number. If we can fix those errors, it helps preserve the trust fund and keep the system working for everyone. But it has to be done with care. Just pausing for a moment to share something that could really help you or someone you care about. If you're 65 or older or helping someone who is, you probably know how overwhelming Medicare can feel. The mailers, the endless calls, all claiming they have the best plan. It's exhausting. When my team and I were looking into this, we came across Chapter, and what stood out wasn't just that they compare all 24,000 plus plans. It was their story. The founders built Chapter after their own parents got stuck in the wrong Medicare plans, and they realized just how many people were being misled or pressured into making choices that weren't right for them. That's what makes Chapter different. Their advisors aren't paid to push one plan over another. They're salaried, independent, and genuinely there to help you. You'll speak with a real person who takes the time to understand your doctor's prescriptions and preferences and helps you make a decision you feel good about. And the call is totally free. No pressure, no gimmicks, just honest support. If you're already in the right plan, they'll tell you, and if not, they'll help you find one that better fits your needs. If you want to talk to someone today, give Chapter a call at 615-639-1937 or visit askchapter.org/money. Again, that's 615-639-1937. It's free, and it might save you a lot of stress. All right, now, let's get back to it. Bisignano has said that he wants a compassionate approach to recovering those funds, focusing on fairness and understanding, rather than punishment. You see, the big picture here is about modernization versus tradition. There's a real question at play. How do we keep Social Security strong in a time of rapid change? Technology is evolving, people's needs are evolving, and the workforce behind the scenes is under stress. Bisignano's role is to help SSA catch up to the modern world, but in a way that still protects the people it serves. And that's why this moment matters, because while it's true there are risks in moving too fast, there are also risks in standing still. Delays, errors, and outdated systems don't serve anyone, especially not seniors or people with disabilities who depend on their checks to get by. Another thing to consider is how this fits into the broader context. The Trump administration has made it clear they want to shrink the size of government and make it more responsive. That includes reducing federal jobs, cutting regulations, and streamlining services. Some people see that as much-needed reform. Others see it as weakening public programs. The truth might lie somewhere in between, and it really depends on how these things change. Changes are implemented. So what does this mean for you? Well, right now, if you're receiving Social Security, nothing changes. Overnight, your benefits will still arrive as scheduled, but in the long term, you may start to notice changes in how the agency operates. possibly fewer field offices, more online tools, shorter wait times, or more automated services. Whether those changes feel helpful or frustrating will depend on how well they're rolled out and whether the agency keeps people, not just numbers, at the center of the process. So now more than ever, it's important to stay informed. Pay attention to how things are working in your own experience. Are services improving? Are you getting clearer answers, or is it harder to get help? Sharing your experience, even just in the comments below, can help others feel seen and help shape the bigger conversation around what's working and what's not. And remember, leadership sets the tone. Bisignano has said he wants to build trust, modernize systems, and protect the integrity of benefits. If he follows through, this could be a turning point for the SSA in a positive way. But it's also on all of us to hold our institutions accountable and speak up when something's not right. Let me know what you think down below. Are you hopeful about this new leadership, or are you still concerned? Either way, your voice matters, and if you found this helpful, go ahead and hit subscribe so you can stay in the loop with future updates. I'll keep breaking it down step by step as it unfolds. Take care of yourself, and I'll see you soon.